Hey guys, today I'm just going to show you a little video here on the serpentine belt tensioner on a Jeep Wrangler. This is from a year 2000, and it's quite a problematic design that seems to have a lot of people having issues with. And I thought we'd just talk about it a little bit and look at how it works. And the biggest problem stems from that it has a Torx head bolt over here, and it's tucked in the engine bay with a radiator up close in the front, so it's very difficult to get any tools in there to work on. And I can see somebody's already kind of marred this one up a little bit. And so bearing in mind that that is probably going to be destroyed, I did go ahead and purchase an OEM Mopar replacement, and it comes with a new fresh bolt that I should be able to put in there. Now, part of the issue from what I've seen online stems from having a steel bolt into the aluminum housing and they corrode. In fact, the corrosion can be so bad that sometimes the tensioner will corrode to the bracket and you have to grind the tensioner off and cut it out in itself, which is unbelievable. So to get this off here, it's going to take a T40 Torx that goes in there. And if you've got this whole assembly still in the engine bay and it's really hard to get to, you can get a very compact impact like this. It's a high-powered one. You could put your Torx on here and squeeze this down between, the radiator and get this on here and work at it. And hopefully it cracks and comes loose. I know most people don't have something like this, so I pulled the whole assembly out. I was pulling the cylinder head off anyway, so I just pulled this out. Now, with it out on the workbench, of course, you could get a bigger, more traditional impact and try it like that. From what I've seen online, it's very common for this Torx here to just strip out because the amount of corrosion and force needed to turn those threads is more than this little Torx fitting here can handle. So if that happens, our next step is going to be able to grab a nut like this, and we're going to have to weld that on there, or we can put a socket on with a lot more surface area and impact that and try and work it out. So hopefully this one's not a nightmare. Now, before I get started and hitting that with the impact and trying to crack it out, I'm going to take this propane gun here and or propane torch rather, and try and heat this up back here where the threads are, get this aluminum to kind of expand a little hopefully, and if nothing else, maybe some of the corrosion will lose some of its adhesion and crack loose before we tear it up. So let's give that a shot and see what happens. Okay, before I hit this with the impact, well, this big impact, I'm going to start with this little guy. Even this little guy does about 250 foot-pounds. And I have it on its low setting. I'm going to work my way up. I'm really trying not to strip that out, that Torx. Let's see what we can do. Step it up one. Oh boy, that's looking sketchy. All right, strongest one. Okay. All right, we're gonna try the big guy. Yep. Just what I thought would happen. So all we did was just completely tear this Torx out. We're gonna have to weld a nut on here. Okay, I removed the alternator for welding because I did not want to risk any electrical damage while we put some high currents through it. So I got this nut over here. We're gonna put this on here. It's a fairly large nut, as you can see. And the idea was that we're gonna try and weld in the center and fill it up with weld so that when we drop our socket down, we'll still get maximum surface area where it can come all the way down on the side. Now, if that doesn't work out and we have to put some tacks on the outside, we can. There's still enough surface area here for it to connect. Now, I was gonna try and go ahead and TIG weld this down through the center. The more I looked at it and I held the torch up there, I think just a MIG weld, just a regular old quick MIG weld in the center is what we need to try. So let's give that a shot and see what it does. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if this works. Woohoo! There we go. Okay, the bolt is out. Now let's see if we can separate. Oh, we got lucky. That came off. You can see some corrosion was starting here. Yeah, look at this bracket. See all that corrosion on there and on here? And I felt a tug with a pressure as I pulled these two apart. They were starting to stick. So this was in the early stages of this becoming bonded as one. I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up. I'm going to put a bunch of anti-seize on here and anti-seize on the new bolt threads. I almost touched that. It's going to be really hot. Put it back together and we should be in good shape. Okay, now that we got this all nice and clean and shiny here, we're gonna put some anti-seize on there. I'm actually going to cover the whole entire base. And if you're thinking, whoa, that's a lot of anti-seize, I agree. But you know, drastic problems take drastic solutions, right? Some of that's going to ooze out and I'm going to clean it up. But these guys here too, these were starting to corrode inside of there on the old one. Going to get those guys covered up. Now, I don't normally do so much anti-seize on anything like this. This is a little bit overkill. But this is such a known problem and such a known failure point on these vehicles. You kind of got to take some extra steps here to make sure the next time we go to take this apart, it's not an absolute nightmare like this. Make sure those threads have anti-seize. Again, way more than I would normally put on anything. Wow. You know, speaking of how tight this was, if we look at this, we can see the splines are actually twisted on here and the ends are chewed off. And this was an impact bit made for impacting. Just shows you how incredibly tight and seized up that old bolt was. So while this one still works, I'm going to have to get me a new bit. But there you go, guys. There's how you can change out your tensioner on your Jeep Wrangler that's completely seized up and problematic. All right, well, hope that helps. If you guys like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing, liking the video, all that good stuff. Really helps out the channel, and you get notified of new cool information that pops up. Take care.